Hello and welcome to the Captain Jamtastic podcast. I'm Captain Jamtastic. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Wanye. Wanye, how are you?
Doing well, Jim. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So we're coming off of two pretty amazing matchups. We got to stream two games this week, and they were both
Yeah.
stellar.
Yeah.
I'm looking
I
forward to
think
next
the
week.
two best games of the weekend, I thought.
Oh, 100%, 100%, and that's only because we were streaming. There's
Yeah, I mean, it's correlated.
That's the only reason that it's going to happen. So tonight we're going to go into something a little more norm. Wait a minute. Wait just a second. Is that? Oh, that's okay then's music.
All right, I'm here. I'm taking over the podcast.
Oh
I'm going to tell
my
you
gosh.
guys why Max is the fake MVP, and I'm going to show everyone next week why.
Wow, that's going to be a stellar matchup. I can't wait to see it. So next week you do face a Blockwork Orange, and
Wait, hold up. Wait, is that Mex's music?
I think it is.
What say? A Blockwork Orange? Oh man, I'm here to put okay then in his place. Thinking I'm
Oh,
not the best defender in the league. I'm gonna prove him wrong. Let's go!
wow. Wow. Okay, so we got a very different, exciting podcast here, Wanya. I didn't expect this to happen at all.
Yeah, not at all.
This is some stellar stuff here. So yeah, welcome to the Captain Jamtastic podcast. This is the Super Bowl 21 hype show. It was going to be something else, but now that we have Okay Then and Max, I think we got to kind of shift gears.
Of course, when you have two elite players in the Super Bowl, you got to take advantage of.
Well, yeah, and that's high praise coming from Wanye, as everyone knows he's the most under-celebrated ball in all of Majors Tag Pro.
It's true.
Actually true.
All right, boys. So let's just jump in. Let's take a look at your regular season stats. This is you mentioned the MVP race, and you guys are definitely 1 and 2, and if not everybody's mind, I would say 90% to 95% of Tag Proers' mind who've been following majors. So taking a look at the regular season stats, Maru, aka Okay Then, you got 35 captures, tied for ninth, 3107 and hold third. 177 returns, 1187 prevent, 65 pups for the pup percentage of 11.28. You're an absolute two-way player, my friend.
Yeah, my stats are kind of bad though overall, but you got to use the eye test here. Let's be honest. It's not all about the numbers.
Well, it's not all about the numbers. It actually is. It includes the schedule as well. You guys were, I believe, undefeated in regulation. The only game you did loss is actually pretty debatable now. So you've had a pretty unperturbed season, so to speak.
Yeah, and I got to throw in we had the hardest schedule statistically, so
Allegedly.
I was gonna bring that up.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly at all. Statistically proven the
Subjective.
hardest.
Oh, he's firing Wayne up. Wayne's gonna try to sign as a fifth ball for one of these teams. And also we got Mex here, 8 captures this season. I was gonna say a career high as a joke, but that's not funny. That's rude. 334 hold, but returns. Holy moly, buddy! 462. That's first in the league. The prevent of 5420. That was second in the league, only to Frothy. Pups 93. That was second in the league, and 16.515%. That was fourth in the league. I think
Yeah.
you both have a claim to the throne here for best player this season.
Listen, what can I say? Do you see Magic Pigeon's post the other day? We had the statistically like the second best offense of all time. Who do you think keeps the flag in for them?
That's right. Number one in prevent, Rocky.
Oh my goodness.
Why do you think
Oh.
I'm playing 40 minutes of 3D next week? And I did
No.
play 40.
Oh, the strats are leaking out early here. If you break down the per game stats, I've had it up on for a little bit. Well, actually, I didn't. So now you can take a lander at them. Mario, you're averaging 2.5 caps. This is again regular season. Then 221.93, and if you round out the seconds, that's a little. It's like 3.5 minutes of hold. returns, actually, it's like closer to 340. I don't want to short you. Returns 12.64, which is obscenely high, in my opinion, for an offensive player. And then prevent 84.79, pups 4.64 with the 11.28%, max 0.57 and caps 23.86 and hold, 33 average returns per game, and 387.14 on prevent. You do the math there. That's like 6 minutes, a little under 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the pups 16.15%, fourth in the league again. Yeah, Wanye, like what do you think? What do you think
About the stats.
Yeah.
I think Mex is insane. Mex has insane return numbers. That's like the thing that jumps out to me. But I think both are also Mex has like really high prevent or really high pup percentage rather. But everybody on both these teams are pretty good at pups, which is why they're good teams.
Yeah.
But we got the advantage because we have the number one scammer in the league.
Tatum's got the number 2
Ah,
scammer.
yeah.
Ty.
I wish we got scammed in pups last week. Out there.
Yeah, that was true.
And
Yeah,
then
it was your
you scammed the last time.
your toughest series for sure. Reptiles definitely showed up. That was one of the most stellar games of the week, perhaps so far the postseason. Perhaps the best game that we've seen, or
Played
best
really
series,
well.
I should say, at least.
We also got scammed on pups, but they still played well regardless.
When
To
you
the
look
last time.
you take a look at the head to head, and Maru, aka OK, then you have really jumped it up here in the postseason. Your cap numbers are up 2.80. Your returns are somehow up at 13, even though I said they were extensively
Yeah,
high.
well, the thing I think a lot of people missed because everyone tuned out was in the second half of the second game in the first week, Grumpy and I switched positions for the whole half because, you just got to get some practice in. The game was already over, so we figured we'd turn it into a scrim.
Well, it worked out.
Was that against
Eh,
Tantru's team?
Yep, and I got 18 returns in the half.
Well, you've padded the stats while getting a workout on the other hand. And then Mex, you see your numbers also jumping across for the playoffs here. So again, like it's just two stellar matchups, and it's fun to see that you guys have both elevated your game heading into the finals.
I'm disappointed to be under 40 returns or a game here. Got to be at that 20-20. Roll out of bed, give them 20. You know what they say.
Especially with Willow.
Yup. Good map.
Now, Wayne, are you trying to incite something? Are you saying that these numbers aren't?
No, I'm just saying that like Willow's like pretty chaotic. So like you can definitely get a lot of returns on it if you're good at it, and their team's definitely good at it.
Yeah. So let's do a little Q&A. Well, we'll take a look at the scheduling first. So Rank Thugs playoff schedule. I think we talked about it. Red Hot Chili Poppers, you beat them down 15-3 in the second game, and then the 5-4 win. Then last week, Reptiles 2-1, 5-4, 5-3. Or if you're reading it like tennis style, it would be 2-1, 4-5, 5-3. But
Yeah, we play really low scoring games. I'm actually super proud of the fact that we gave up the least amount of caps in the season by like a good margin, to be honest. We play like super defensively the whole time.
Is it the least ever or just this season?
I don't know. I didn't look it up, but I was interested to see. Unfortunately, we threw 14 caps in the Jardim game against Curry's team, or else it would have been super low. But outside of that game, I don't think we gave up like more than a handful of caps in any game.
yeah, certainly
That's
one
true.
of, if not the best defensive teams of all time, or team of all time, I should say. Wanye,
Some
what
shade
is?
at Mex there.
What's that?
Some shade thrown at Mex there.
A little bit.
I'm the best defensive team right in front of us.
A little bit, yeah. I gotta be honest, I really enjoy it thus far. So that said, Mex, you had the number one offense if you want to counter it on him.
It's just a differing style of play, To use like the soccer comparison, we're like like early 2000 or early 2010s, like Barcelona,
Ooh,
and then they're like Real Madrid of the same period.
ooh.
Both like super good teams. Just Barcelona wants to play attacking, and Real Madrid would prefer to play defensive. And also Messi is better than Ronaldo, so.
Oh, Messi's our captain, though.
Oh shit.
It's true.
So
But
yeah,
yeah.
the mind game's starting early here, Wanya. How do you break down these teams? If
I think Mex did a pretty good job, like giving an analogy there. But ranked thugs is gonna make you like seize every opportunity and then like just hold a lead. And I think one of the deadly things about block work is they can like go on these huge like 3 or 4 cap trains, and it just demoralizes the team.
sure, yeah. And now we'll take a quick look. I threw it up. We didn't talk about it. Boats and holds lost 9-5 and 16-2 to a block work in the first round, and then 8-7-7 caps now 11-8, 12-4. So has there been in your opinion, Max, a roadblock in front of you yet?
Yeah. The team we're playing, they're the only team that beat us in I'd say a fair, quote unquote fair manner in the regular season. Because our other losses were like the first week I hard trolled, to be honest, to send it to overtime. And then the other time our ballerina lagged out and sent us to overtime again. So
So that's
Didn't
a
definitely.
Ballerina lag out versus ranked thugs though?
yep.
Yeah, she
Give a
did.
little asterisk to that too.
Yeah,
Well,
but
in the second
but
game,
in the
I'm
second
wrong.
game, yeah, she didn't lag out. But I guess
Momentum.
it kind of had an effect.
It's a momentum argument there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we take a look at the lineups, you mentioned Ballerina,
Well,
Ball Don't Lie, and Frothy are your partners. So is there concern with Ballerina? We've seen her lag out multiple times. I think I saw last week there was another substitution, if I wasn't mistaken, for a few moments.
yeah. Last week she mentioned that there was like a storm, like a big storm in her area. So one of the lag outs was caused by the storm knocking out her or flickering her power,
Oh
and
yeah,
the router goes out with that. So nothing you can do there. And I'm sure the storm probably had an effect on the other one. She said that she had the problem sorted out, and based on everything leading up to just having a storm in the area, fixed them. So I wouldn't be too concerned. Probably.
and okay then, like I don't believe you guys have had any lag outs this season. So I imagine there's no concern for you.
We haven't had any lag outs. Popo and Grumpy occasionally have super bad ping, though, so
I
that's a
could see
problem.
Pulpa like having one of those bad ping days. 'Cause he does that sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Pulpo's playing out of New York, correct?
I think he's in Boston,
Oh, he's
but
in
yeah.
Boston now. Oh, parking the car in the yard.
Yeah, but hopefully lag isn't an issue. I think we might end up rescheduling the game because Ballerina has lag issues on Sundays sometimes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
She said that. I
Breaking
mean,
news.
because those two times it happened on Sunday, so it's kind of a superstition thing, but at the same time, it's not a superstition thing. So
Well, I
we're
think
probably gonna
we
move
see
this to
lag
Tuesday.
all the time, though. To be honest, I don't think it's
yeah.
a day thing. I think it's more of the server thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Something about those Sunday nights.
and we
We,
talked about the per game leaders, rank thugs, caps. Mario, it was you with 2.80. This is post postseason, and Pulpo 227.6 hold, and then Ty 21.4 returns, Grumpy 371.8 prevent, and 14.96% of his pups, which is why I capitalized his name because he's the pup man. So your team kind of plays pretty well rounded. What is like with I guess no leaks as Max is sitting across from you here, but is there a specific strategy you have? Can we say that?
it's just 3D the entire game, honestly.
Saw it work the first time this
Uh,
teams matched up. I think the open up both games. Okay, then played like heavy 3D, and then they just capped right off of it.
yeah, it's a tilter.
Yeah, and that style definitely works too because Pulpo is so aggressive getting out. So if you can,
Hey, the thing is, Popo's gonna grab whether I'm there or not, so there's like why you have to be there. And he gets out like the same percentage either way, so
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Whether he's there or not. Can't say we haven't seen 3D. Had tried to play it against us, but we got out like 3 times in the first like 2 minutes, and then we capped 4 times, and it was over from there on Transilio. So
did you guys get out when I did it?
mega low. We did. We were just
Wait.
fine. We were up by 3 until Ballerina lagged out. About that game, it was like we were up, what, 2 minutes left, 2 pup rounds left,
Mhm.
and I was like, all right, guys, that's the only way we're losing this game. And it's like Ballerina heard me, and so was like, I'm gonna prove this guy wrong. She left the game.
But the
Didn't
thing
actually
is,
lag
we
out.
probably still wouldn't have came back if Ty didn't nubstep Max. So
I was gonna say that.
take
Yeah.
into consideration.
Actually true. So
Uh,
hard.
If I'm not mistaken, also there was. I assume you guys always have someone on standby, but I remember watching that game, and you immediately called for Joy to jump in. But Juki R was off playing something else.
I thought he was
Hey,
just being sarcastic, just saying like, "Oh joy, this happens again for like the 4th time this season."
I was like,
Oh.
because Kus was normally our sub at that point, and
Okay.
I linked Kus to the group, and he didn't show up because he figured that Joy was in the group, so we didn't need him. So I was like, all right, Joy, you're gonna sub today. He's like, yeah, okay. And then he was fucking AFK. The troll.
I'm gonna talk about it more later, but I was proposing that I would be down to do the ELTP style timeout rule, where if someone disconnects, then the game plays on for 20 seconds and then it's back to group no matter what. And then you restart from the minute, like rounding up or down, depending on who is winning. So that way, if Ballerina lags out, if someone else lags out, like it won't have that much of an impact. I don't know.
Sure. So, just out of curiosity on that one, I like that rule. If say there's 5:10 left or 5:30 left, somebody lags out, it gets to 5:10, um, and the winning team was ahead. So when you restart, does that jump back up to 6 minutes?
If it's the
The winning team had lagged
winning
out.
team that lags out, then it would go up, rounds up.
Right.
And if the winning team or if the losing team lags out, then it goes down.
Yeah.
From where the lag out started.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Wanya, would you be opposed to that?
I thought that's how it was, to be honest. I'm
That's
not
how it
sure.
is in ELTP. And
Oh,
MLTP,
that's how it used to be. I think. Yeah, that's how it is in like tournaments and stuff and that kind of thing. So if they're gonna do it for majors, then yeah, that's how you should probably do it.
Max, is that can we get a captain's agreement to that? Is that
Yeah,
breaking news on the podcast
I
here?
was talking with Messi about doing timeouts. I forgot that okay then I'd proposed this, and I think you proposed this in the
Yeah, he
captain's
did.
channel a while ago. Yeah, but we were just too lazy to actually do anything about it. I mean, I would be down for something like that, just so no one gets scammed this time around.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a win for everyone. When you take a look at Blockworks playoff per game leaders, Ball Don't Lie, 6 caps. Ball Don't Lie, 223.5 on hold. Max, we already said 39.25 returns, but that's the team leader. And then Frothy, shockingly, the team leader at Prevent with 385.5. I only say shockingly, he was first in the league. I only say shockingly because Max's numbers were already incredibly high. And then percentage wise, 17.28% for pups. Max is the team leader there. And I'll throw
Rothy
the.
just sits in base, gobbles
Looking
up the
pretty.
prevent, while I go out and block things, get the pups. Gotta do all the hard work.
Yeah, and yeah, you're at 372, whereas Frothy's at 385. So it's pretty close. It's only.
I'm actually surprised that Frothy's leading because last week he had the flag in his hands a lot more than normal. So I'm surprised that he's still leading our team because I feel like I spent more time in base than him last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grumpy is leading our team in prevent, even though he played a whole half of offense. So I gotta see what happened with Ty there.
To just
But
walking away.
Grumpy. Well, last week Grumpy was extremely defensive, but the week before he kind of went off. I believe he had 5 caps in one game. Nobody's gonna get out of here by saying Grumpy's a bad player ever.
Yeah,
not
no,
happening.
that's a rule of the podcast. We have to give Grumpy praise at least once every half hour.
Guy's an
Yeah.
animal.
He is an animal. You know who was also good is Mike Dino.
Also,
Yeah.
an animal.
So okay, it's
Prehistoric animal.
a prehistoric one. Yeah. Time for the hard questions, I guess, boys. Max, what do you is there anything you're afraid of on Rank Thugs, especially after they swept you in the regular season? I'm really gonna push the needle here.
Honestly, not really, because we're probably this is probably the team we're most familiar with out of everybody in the league, because we spent like a shit ton of time scrimming each other. Excuse my language. Like, I feel like almost every week it was us and them scrimming each other,
Oh wow.
except for the week that we played. So like, yeah, we definitely played Thugs more than anyone else. I don't know if then feels the same way.
And that's something BDL had mentioned as well. You guys scrim fairly frequently.
Yeah. We scrim most of the weeks.
Yeah,
It
other
has been
than
pretty split in general, I'd say.
yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a single map we haven't played each other on like multiple times at this point. So it's just whoever comes out uh done game day and executes correctly and gets lucky on pubs.
So, so that's been a big topic of discussion pretty much every postseason. The pup RNG. Um, y'all, if
Every game, you could argue.
yeah, every game for sure. And I didn't give you the team stats, but Wayne, you probably have them, and I can let you guys know just verbally. I was kind of surprised in minors. The team that wins pups more frequently was advancing, but in majors, after contemplating this is the first and second round, Rank Thugs, you guys averaged 46.58% on caps, and Blockwork was 49.38. So I was a little surprised to see that you're both hovering around 50, but like both below 50% on pups.
Our team never gets pups, and we get scammed, so it's not a good combo.
Yeah, a dangerous combo.
And also caps against per game, Rank Thugs, you're giving up 3.2 for the postseason, and Blockwork 4.75.
Damn. How many more caps are we scoring?
Caps per game, you are averaging. Well, you had the big blow up game, so you're averaging 12 per game, and Rank Thugs is at 6.20.
Ooh.
Oof.
So it's a very. It seems on paper like a really different style of matchups, but I also feel the one blowout, and only 5 games played is really going to skew those numbers.
Yeah.
The
It's
thing about the
also
whole season, though, that we have to remember is that Max got like 20 more tag wins than he should have, and it was kind of
Yeah,
a big
true.
scam because I was gonna draft Ballerina, and then Max just bids her up to 29 because he had 20 extra tag wins, and it was like, what can you do?
no
Ballerina's literally
one.
been insane
Max
on
takes
his
3
team.
years off, and they all think he sucks.
I didn't even think I would be good again. I was like, give me
And
150. I suck right now.
Yeah, it was 20 higher before that, and then last second they
Yeah.
changed it.
Yeah. If I got 140, holy.
All I know
Yep.
is when Max filled out my form response, he said, "Get me for 60 and we win."
both
So he knew.
PT and I were planning on going up to 80 on Max before he became a captain.
Yeah, that's why I got a 20
Yeah,
adjustment.
I was gonna go pretty high on Max as a defender, which is like saying something. I think.
That's
And
why
he
I got a
scammed.
20 coin adjustment.
So
Can't
one of
predict the
the
future.
things I often say on the pod is to Wayne. I always, and at least if not on the pod, I say it to him off the pod. I always take defense over offense. Um, and I think that's why I like this matchup. I think both these teams are really geared towards defense, um, specifically with then hanging back and being able to challenge as like the third defender. I think we're still in the era where that's still an art form, and I think you're one of the best at it. So I'm really looking forward to, even though they may be low scoring games, I think it's going to be kind of a clinic defensively.
I think it's worth pointing out that while everybody thinks Polpo has no defensive skills, he had 2 or 3 insane plays to save the game last week, just around tag pros and boosting in, just insane OD plays.
in fairness, I do think that he was trying to grab the flag and just did something wrong.
Just missed.
Hold per game, and these are the stats that I really enjoy. So if you look at Rank Thugs, you're at 527.60 for your hold per game, and then Blockwork is 549.75. So you're super duper close there. And then the prevent per game, you kind of flip it with Rank Thugs having 927.80 and Blockwork with 911.75. So a little more prevent for Rank Thugs, a little more hold for Blockwork. Do you guys think any of these maps? Obviously, you're not going to try to leak what you're going to try to pick here, but do you think there's going to be any maps that tend to lean a little heavier towards prevent and a little heavier towards hold that make it into the rotation?
I mean, we already know that they're gonna ban Pilot first. I think
Oh.
that's very obvious. They banned Pilot the first 2 rounds, and they'd be stupid to give me Pilot. Not gonna lie.
Oh, all right, that's it. I'm ego picking Pilot. Fuck this guy.
And Pilot's probably the most defensive map in the rotation.
And okay, then is
So
there any fear on playing? So Blockwork has selected Willow twice and been fairly dominant. Is that something you guys are already considering?
I think they're pretty good at it, but I think we're good at it too. So
No?
I'll
might
say
wanna
after scrimming against Simula yesterday, they were not afraid to play Willow, so definitely in their mind.
They're practicing Willow because they're gonna pick Willow.
Oh man. So would
As
you guys be
far
opposed? So I've always thought of this. I like the pick ban thing, but I just this came up with this on the fly. What if there was like a neutral third party that selected the maps?
uh,
It might
probably
be interesting, but I know that they would be morons, so I wouldn't like it.
Good point,
yeah. Are we talking like the CRCs picking, or are we talking like respected players in the community?
I think you would talk about probably the greatest legend of all time, Grumpy.
Mike Dino.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
Grumpy pick
Grumpy.
all the maps.
I think we should go with that. Grumpy picks on 3.
No, but maybe like a hodgepodge of players who were either eliminated already but are respected, or like people who have always been at the top of the game. Like Bright would be a great candidate this season.
I think you
guy.
just get the bot committee to pick the maps. Just get the
Sure.
same committee.
Hey, hold on. That's me.
So any praise you guys want to heap on each other prior to the match?
Their team's pretty good. I think Frothy and Ballerina are both super underrated as well. Like, I was watching back through the top 10 plays. Ballerina literally has like a top 10 play every single week. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
That
And
became one of our things. We're like, all right, Ballerina like solo grab, and we're like, is she gonna scam her way past 3 again?
yeah, she's playing very well. Frothy's been like just solid completely. He's been grinding TPM also. Then
On a
X and
question
bottom left.
on Ballerina and
Really
Frothy, because they're both kind of Ballerina being a rookie this season for majors. I would argue, and no scam on her. I think I was one of the early adopters of her game. I was saying she should have been MVP last season when people were like, "I don't know," of minors, and I was like, "No, she's definitely the MVP." But she definitely has a leg up on especially other rookies and whatnot because of the team she was drafted to. She's allowed to be certainly a lot more aggressive. Do you think that may be a factor? Nerves slash lag slash she's playing probably the best defensive team she's played.
I don't know. I think her being on that team has helped her just like play her style because I feel like on a bad team, especially a bad defensive team and your offense, like you can't really do much because you're just always on OD, so you can't really get in your rhythm against majors defenders.
Mhm.
So the fact that they have really good prevent numbers, like she's allowed to play her game and she's gotten much better over the course of the season. So yeah, she's playing very well right now.
You have
Definitely
to
agree
add
with
on
that.
Yeah, I think that anytime you have a really good team with like just solid players, it allows those those like auxiliary players to just have more freedom to be better. And Ballerina's like had a great season doing that.
Yeah, I was literally gonna draft Ballerina, and then Max got a 20 tech win scam. So
And then he scammed Polpa from me.
yeah, so I had to scam Pope.
Nice
What a
reverse scam.
draft.
Yeah, so
Also,
I've talked about this with Wayne. Like I often feel after the majors draft specifically, the draft will occur. I look at the teams and I think to myself, these two teams are going to be the top, and then maybe this team will kind of hang around for a little bit. Um, is that something you guys felt at after the season? I guess that you can say it now that you guys are both in the finals.
I mean,
You go.
everyone definitely had Rank Thugs number one.
Yes.
Almost every single ranking was Rank Thugs number one. And then
Goddamn right.
but then what I noticed was all the good players, like people who have been playing TPMs, playing MLTP, were like, hold on, Blockworks is actually really good here. And then
Yeah.
all the, let's say, lower elo players were like, Blockwork probably gonna finish bottom half. I don't really know these guys. So, just saying.
Yeah, immediately after the draft, I didn't think you guys were that good. I thought you were pretty good. But then, like, I think we scrimmed you literally the day after the draft, and we were like splitting games, and we were like, hold up, their team's actually really good. And that's like, I think Ty ranked you guys first or second on his ranking because we were like, yeah, like he ranked you above us because we were like, yeah, their team's been playing insane.
I think that after the draft, everybody saw okay, then Sin is the top team for sure. And then after like 2 or 3 days of scrims, then everybody knew that Nexus team was an immediate contender.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I didn't really follow prior to. I followed post Mex era. So when I saw that team, I was like, I don't really know who these guys are, but I know Ball Don't Lie, and I knew Ball Arena. So I immediately liked the offense. And then when I looked up some stats, I was like, even if they're 80% of where they were, this team's going to be ridiculous. Like,
I was 120% of what I was.
Frothy mega scam too because he was lagging the entire preseason, and then as soon as he gets
Yeah.
drafted, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy an Ethernet cable. I don't have lag issues anymore." Like, what in the world?
Now, if I
I
could
had
convince Ballerina to get an Ethernet cable, you'd be so screwed.
So did you?
so okay then. You have how many European championships?
Let me try to count. Like, it's so hard to remember. There's so many. And there was one in season 6. There was one
There's
in
2 of
season 15. And there was one that I was in season 10, but I lost that one, or 9, or I don't even know what it was, 8 maybe. But I have 2 anyway.
Nice, nice. And then, is this your first chance for the Super? I'm not 100% sure. Is that right? This is. Oh, okay. Wow. And how about you, Max? Have you won?
No, I
No.
won a booper ball
Oh,
way back.
very yeah.
That's the
Me
only
too.
thing I've
Hey, we're
won.
Booper
I
brothers now.
esteem.
There we go.
Wayne, I think there's only one thing left to do is to make this a steel cage ladder match. Yeah, it seems like everyone's hungry here. I don't think looking at the rosters, Wayne, you can correct me because you'll know better than I, but I don't believe anybody here has a majors
Ty and
championship.
Ty
Ball
does, yeah. Ty and
Ty and
Ball both
Ball,
have
they're on the same
super
team.
team.
Oh, they were on the same team. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we don't really count that one.
Yeah,
So
that one.
Oh no. So I am wrong. But yeah, you guys can both lead on championship experience, and it should be a great matchup. Is there anything else you guys want to do? Any more shots you want to take?
Want to talk about awards?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think both Ty and Bottom Line, win or lose, probably should be in Ball of Fame. They'll both probably have my votes at this point. Like, one of them will have 2 of them, the other one will have like 10 seasons of stellar play under their belts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why Ball Don't Lie's not in at this point. Honestly, who's scamming this guy out?
Certainly should be after this season.
Yeah, if he wins O D ball and an O ball under his belt, I don't know how many players have that, but the list has to be like man maybe.
Yeah, maybe just like man.
Hark? Maybe.
Hark did Hark win an O
I
ball?
don't know if Park ever won
I
an
don't know.
O-ball.
He made All Star on both
He
positions.
won a super on both sides,
Yeah.
so that counts as something.
Okay, that's pretty good. Toasty? Did Toasty win D-ball for that one season?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the list for players that having that kind of success on both positions is short, and all of those people are Ball of Famers. So, just saying.
Yeah, makes sense. So let's jump into awards while we're here. If you seemed keen to do it, so why not? I don't have slides, unfortunately, prepared for this. However, I do have the spreadsheet open, so we'll be talking about it. MVB discussion. I guess Wanya and I will kind of lead on this one because both of you are in the thing. But yeah, it looks like Mex and OK then are kind of like my top two. Maybe Ball Don't Lie and Ty as sleepers, but then that would kind of undercut them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like the top 4 candidates are from 2 teams, so I was kind of interested to see how that played out because that like Bottom Line and Ty are going to be stealing votes from their counterparts.
Well, I think like if I were to pick a sleeper, there would have been 2. It would have been either Doris or Curry. I thought Doris was spectacular, and then left the team only to come back and push them all the way
Thanks a lot, Jam. Thanks for the recognition.
to the semis. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Don't worry. Guys who I think are like not legitimate on this list, probably Wayne.
Yeah.
No, I thought your team was really good. I just like, I don't know. I don't know why I
What I'm
wouldn't
saying
consider
is
you top 5.
the award is called most valuable.
Oof.
How can Max be most valuable to his team when 2 of his teammates are also up for the award, and Ballerina came in second in OGAS? Like everyone on his team is the most valuable player.
They're only there because I'm
It's
getting
literally
every solo.
It's literally Steph Curry versus LeBron James all over again. It's not a joke.
Oh my
Everyone
goodness.
knows.
So I should be unanimous.
So
Let's go.
I mean, Max is definitely gonna win it. I think it's obvious
Wait,
Max is
so
gonna win it.
in
He has
this
way
in
better
this scenario,
stats.
then who would Ty be? Is he Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Intellectually, yeah. No.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding.
Ty's been insane in the last playoff game. He was literally insane. He's probably playing
Yeah.
better than me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna shout out Ty for being like so good on defense.
I've been
Like
really good
super
recently.
mechanically solid, and he's still
Decision
really
making
good at
too, I
calming
think.
and stuff. Yeah, and decision making. Like probably playing top 3 in the league on defense, 3 or
Yeah.
4.
Offensive ball of the season. I kind of like this award this season just because I feel like while OK then has at the top and is definitely in consideration, the numbers jumped a bit more for other players. So it's kind of fun to see the names that are on there. Ball Don't Lie, Ball Arena, Pro Tag, GG, Pulpo, Olivia High, Maru, Swerve, and Shara. For me, I think it's just the top 3, which were Ball Don't Lie, Ball Arena, Pro Tag, and Maru.
I really think it's just bottom line. Then you could argue, okay, then if you actually watch the games, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
In terms of stats, I just want to point out that Cher has the exact same number of caps and only 10 seconds less hold than okay then. From Europe.
Yeah, but what about in terms of teams points?
See, but it's offensive ball of the season, not
Ty and
Not
I are
MVP.
literally gonna
Year
get
of the
no.
season.
Ty and I are literally gonna get no awards, despite being the best team. What can
No,
you
I
do?
feel like one of you is gonna get well-rounded, something like
I
that.
hope so.
There's also one thing, speaking of Shara, that he has that Maru didn't have this season as well. Wanye.
Another ELTP championship.
Nope. That would be a first round exit.
Big shade. Where's Bright? Get Bright in here.
He's getting another ELTP
Oh.
championship.
No, I love Shara. I've actually never talked to him, but watching him was pretty awesome this season. He's pretty fantastic. So, and
Yeah,
then
tune
defensive
in.
ball of the season. I think Mex is kind of the runaway favorite. I don't really see anyone else that I would vote aside from Grumpy. That
Grumpy's got my vote.
and maybe actually Wanye too. You're kind of slept on. Every time somebody misses minutes, it affects everything on like the gasp thing, which I think is silly. I'd like to see
Yeah.
more per minute stats or even per game stats for more
Why
breakdown
we
stuff.
like Nish. That's why Nish exists.
Yeah, Niche is okay. It's
Yeah,
still
man.
like kind of like bulk stats too, though. Although it does
Yeah.
factor in like per minute a lot better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Tag Pro stats are
they're tough.
resident sleeper. Yeah,
We just complain about him on this podcast every week, I think.
Pretty much.
true, true.
That's all I do is say that I don't believe in them. And then Wayne tells me I'm wrong, and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
I agree with you.
Fifth ball of the season. This one's always a fun one. We got Sevens as a nomination, which I thought was kind of odd just because it felt like he played most of the season and he was the drafted guy, so I don't understand how that was fifth ball.
Yeah.
Fly for the same team. I would say Fly was more of the fifth ball because she was the one subbing in. Get Right, who played for multiple teams, I believe. Horse, Fender, AK, and Such It. This is a really interesting one because there was a lot of fifth balls this season, and they all contributed. They weren't all just like 1 week call ups for the most part. Who do you guys like?
Hmm.
I think it should be Fender.
I think it should be Fender or Horse.
Thunder.
Those are the only two real options I
I
see.
feel
on
like
that one.
Fly qualifies as a fifth ball the most because it's like I feel like
Yeah.
you guys were saying this every season, but she's always like thrown into awkward situations on teams, and she's always doing really well.
No.
So
Yeah.
So you're voting Fly, the others are voting Fender or Horse.
I think Fender played very well on, like, he was arguably like the best player on his team. So that's
I
kind of
thought I was
impressive.
super impressed by Fender when we played him week 7. I
Oh.
thought he played much better than I expected.
Yeah, Fender's legit. You guys have been sleeping on Fender for years, letting him languish in NLTP and then minors. Unreal.
It might have been justified for some of those years, but now I don't think so.
And also AK-47. I got to give credit to AK and Such It. They came in. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the definition of fifth ball to me. You just literally throwing a team together right before the playoffs, and they made it as competitive as could possibly be. So
Although I think they're actually the 7th and 8th balls on that team.
that's true. They've had a lot. Well-rounded. I'm not even going to list the names. Who do you guys like most for well-rounded?
and then our tie.
Ty.
Ty's been great. Curry's up there. It's hard to give it to like offenders for this award because it doesn't really show up in the stats as much. I put myself in there probably. I'll probably just vote for myself because I'm selfish.
I'm pretty sure I don't have the thing with me right now, but I'm pretty sure I had the highest DGASP of all the O players on the well-rounded. I just want to mention that.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, I know my vote. I'm voting for Water Wheel. That's
Okay.
it. The Chennai. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd probably vote for Ty or AK then, or Wayne for this one. I think those are probably the three I voted for. I don't remember.
Yeah, I would probably. I mean,
Should probably be Ty.
I feel like so. This is one of my.
Mr. Hat, I think you could argue too. Mr. Hat,
Yeah, Mr. Hat for
the
sure.
240 return.
Yeah, he carried that
CCGA
team,
played two
especially early
positions.
on when they were struggling. For sure, he was doing pretty much everything one ball could do.
Intercest, I still don't really know what position he played, to be honest. So you could argue him too.
I think that's just because his team
I
was
don't know if
bad.
I feel like that's the biggest backhanded compliment we've had on. Yeah, I like. Yeah, pretty much all these names. These are all arguments, so it'll be exciting to see who wins it.
The most competitive award
Yeah, I think
out of
this
all of them.
is certainly one of the most competitive. One of the things that I like to do personally, if I'm voting or if I were in charge, um, and a lot of people disagree with this because I mentioned this, but if you won MVP, for example, you'd be ineligible for the other awards, and
Yeah.
people don't like that. But I think that's better. It would work.
I'd be fine with that just for like O ball and D ball. Like
Yeah,
you don't like to see the same person winning both of them, I guess. But I could see like MVP and like well-rounded, I guess.
yeah. Well, there's a lot of awards too. I'm actually like I haven't really
Yeah.
looked at this extensively. It feels like to me you might want to cut down on the number of
Or just make
awards.
some better ones.
Yeah, I mean, like when you think about, I just default to NBA, but it's MVP, playoff MVP.
We don't even have one of those. Though. We don't even have a playoff MVP.
Yeah,
You're the
she
only
might
one
be
who
the
did that
only.
last season.
Yeah, like a finals MVP.
Yeah, finals, and then six man of the year, and then it's just all stars. So if anything, that's what I would do is just say, okay, cool, like all this stuff is great, and then you can pick all star players. And I understand like because I did this too, like the glue ball being like the FU gas, but like that would kind of be the six man of the award for me. Is like the guy who's
I think there's a distinction there though, because if you're gonna put a minutes like maximum for paper 6-ball, then it's not the same thing as like an FU and your gasp. Like you're contributing to the team all season, but just not showing up statistically.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess that's a final word, but still, I would consider cutting them down. But that's just me,
Yeah.
and I'm a jerk. So.
I looked it
Most
up.
improved. Actually, this is one that this is also an NBA award, so I
Yeah,
always
this is
enjoy
an
this
NBA.
one. Most improved. There's quite a lot of players on the list for this one. Ty, Ginny, Protag, Gigi, Spork, Pulpo, Easy, Grumpy. I think Easy is definite candidate. Just off the top of my head, I'd say Ginny for sure. And I don't even know that Ginny improved. I think he just made people realize he's really good at defense as well.
I think half of these are just people who are good on one position, and then they just switch to the other position are also good. Yeah, I think Easy's like far and away the favorite here.
Half of these
Yeah,
are
easy
players
has
on
to
my
win this.
team.
Okay, then just mix them all
That's
better.
interesting. Do I
Yeah,
hear
wait, where's my
Orbuff?
team?
Or Buffalo?
Oh my. Where's
Uh,
my teammates on this?
Is Frothy on there? I thought I saw Frothy at one point.
for most improved, he's not. No.
Okay, well, he probably shouldn't be because he took 3 seasons off. So
I think it should be easy for sure.
Yeah, easy definitely has to win this.
He's on this list though. This is the best valued. Frothy was drafted. Says for 0. Shara for 6. Pulpo for 7. Grumpy for 16, and Griff for 10. I kind of like
Frothy
that.
wins.
I can't pick somebody off the top of my head that I think is significantly better than everyone else. Maybe Frothy because it's 0.
Frothy wins.
I thought Frothy went for
Zero.
1.
He went
That's
for zero.
basically
No,
the
I
same
had
thing.
0.
Yeah. Oh,
Because I
okay.
spent 91 on Ball Don't Lie, and then I spent 29 on Ballerino.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then-
Okay.
I think Frothy might have been the last pick in the auction, actually. Or second last.
No, I don't think so.
I think Frozen was the last pick.
Yeah, Frozen
Yeah.
was that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. Because we were waiting on DT's team to pick their second defender before we nominated, or before we got Frothy or something. Or no, I think we were waiting on you, actually, Wayne, to get, because you guys got Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were like,
We
all right.
had like the same tag coins, but I think we had the first nomination, so we basically
Yeah.
just had our pick. And I
Yeah.
considered Frothy, but then there was all like he lagged out literally every preseason game I saw. And then on the interest form, he's like, "Yeah, I've got like a 2 out of 10 interest this season, so I'm not super into it." So I'm like, "All right, go on."
Good shit, Frothy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've always been intrigued by the draft process, and this is probably for another podcast, but when you guys were just discussing it, I thought it might be an interesting thing too, where the captains submit their picks beforehand, and then when you get to the draft, those are the only players that are available, so you can't like if somebody else steals your guy, you're gonna have to adapt, just for a little more gamesmanship. But in the end, it's
So
probably
like
not
there's
the
only
best
gonna
idea.
be
I
only
know-
gonna be like 48 people available to pick.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know that Poe is
Like
considering doing like a Vic Ray. They're
Yeah.
considering doing a Vic Ray for next season. I kind of like that, to be honest.
Yeah,
What do
the
they do?
It's
blind-
like where you like silently bid on a player, and whoever wins the
Oh, the
whoever
silent
bids
bid?
the most gets him, but you get him for the second like highest bid. So it's kind of a more normalized like rate that they're going
Oh,
for.
I see.
And
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
less bid ups. Yeah. I kind of
Yeah.
like that though.
That yeah, I feel like they did that once before.
They did it, I think 16, maybe 7. I think it was 16 because I think I was the captain for that one.
I feel like
That was pretty good that season. I kind of like that. And Poet says it's easier to do it that way, so I'd be in favor of that.
be cool to see, for sure.
And then FU Gas, we got Doris, Maru, Waterwheel, Goober, Mr. Hat, Curry, and then Wayne's prodigal son, Intercist.
I guess okay then has to win this one.
Yeah, probably okay then. I'm gonna pull for
Okay,
Goober
then
here. I'm
Goober
sure I
and
voted
Hat.
for Goober.
What
Okay, then Goober and Hat probably 1, 2, and 3.
The fact that Kalen's even like in this tier in terms of like T-Gas like shows that it's probably flawed as a stat.
I just haven't had good stats. We just play super defensively, so it doesn't show up for offensive stats. Like,
But stats should be like
getting
I
a
don't know, in
reason
my
or
opinion,
something,
they should like be reflecting good tag pro. And like you guys are still playing good tag pro. It's just hard to
Yeah.
like quantify.
Yeah, I remember watching your game against Boats and Holds in like what, week 2? And it was like 2-1 on haste or some shit. And I was like, Someone gonna score?
Add plus minus into gasp factoring, honestly.
And then who would you guys select for best O pair?
Let's see.
I
Oh,
think I
my
voted
offense.
Max's team for both of the pairing awards and for most cohesive.
Yeah, I voted for my team for everything.
Oh. Wanye, who are you picking besides yourself?
What order is this?
Best offensive pair, best defensive pair, most cohesive unit.
I think for defensive pair, I'd probably go with Max and Frothy. Then offensive pair, I'd probably go with then Pulpa. And
I will
I might have
say
put in like Shura Goober just because I'm biased.
I've been playing a lot of TPM recently, and I don't know what it is, but Pulpo and I read each other very well. Like it's tilting playing TPM, and I'm like, oh, I'm playing with a good player. This will be good. And it's like they're not at reading like when they should block for me or when they should went for the grab or something. But Pulpo reads my plays very well, so it's really nice.
Honestly, the funny thing about the best defensive pair, I'm just looking at them now. Half of these people only played like 2 weeks together.
Yeah. I think they just put everyone up there. Like everyone is
Yeah.
pretty much nominated.
Except for me and Frothy and Ty and Grumpy, and I guess Wayne and Horse.
Yeah, they play multiple weeks.
Ballerine and Bottom like complement each other very well, though. They both play like super aggressively and get each other grabs a lot.
Yeah. That's something I wanted to ask you guys. So like the trading deadline is pretty late in Tag Pro. I think it's after the 5th week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to see that pushed up?
Well, this season I definitely did because I already knew my team was very stacked and I didn't want other teams to get better.
Yeah.
Same.
And like Curry's team for a few weeks was like way better, and a couple other teams got a little bit better. And I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like it should be maybe 1 week after the midway point of the season, so week
4.
week 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after week 4. Wayne, what do you think?
Sorry, I had to do something really quick. I just messed up.
It's all right.
My roommate just wanted me to let him in.
We were asking, what do you think of the trade deadline in Tag Pro? If you wanted, I think personally, I think it's a bit late. They said
I
they,
think like, do they have one?
yeah,
I
it was
think like
after
week
week
5, probably.
5, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good time to set it because that's when teams are like starting to give up once they're out of it. We're kind of fortunate to not have too many of those. Besides like bowling, nothing, I guess. But even they were still pretty competitive. You just don't want people giving up and like trading away players to contenders. Someone gets screwed over that way.
Yeah, that's why I think it should be bumped up to week 4. Personally, after week 4, maybe 3 days. I just think like there could be a bigger to do about it, and plus, like if you're not sure on your team, you're probably like, all right, then I'll take the gamble now. But like this season in particular, I felt there was a lot of moves made, and I felt a lot of them were just like desperation moves,
Yeah.
which was okay. I mean, you want to try to make your team better, but I felt like if they had at least done those same moves a week earlier, they would have had a little more time to gel.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's also like the whole like botting thing that happened, which was around week 5, and I'm sure that like influenced a lot of people's trades.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was
It was
quite the
interesting how
scandal.
Curry picked up all the botters.
Yeah. It's a thinker to say the least.
Poor Curry. You should check out his Brazilian barbecue restaurant. That was very good. Offensive all stars. Who you guys got?
For All Stars, I literally voted for all 4 players on ABO and my team. Those are the
Yeah.
only players I voted for.
I voted Bottle 9, Ballerina, Pro Tag. Okay, then. Who else did I vote for? Did I vote for GG? I might have voted for GG too. So that's 5. I don't remember.
I don't know how many votes you get, but if say you get, yeah, we'll say 5. Wayne, who do you pick?
For it's one again.
All stars.
What was that?
Offensive all
All
stars.
stars. Okay then. First of all, bottom lie, you have to put him up there just because he's been statistically so dominant.
That was
Um,
again. Oh
Just
gosh, dang, Wayne. Wayne is sending out backhanded compliments like he's employed to do so.
no, he's been. I mean, he's been really good too. It wasn't a backhanded compliment. That's
Wait, I'm
full-handed
gonna say
compliment.
it back to you, Wayne, just so you can hear what you said.
Sure, let's hear it.
Okay. I guess you got to put up Ball Don't Lie just because he has good numbers.
Well, I mean, he's also in the Super too, so like obviously
To
team
be
success.
honest, I just voted Max in my team because, like, I feel like there's a substantial drop off in the teams this season. Like,
Yeah,
and it's like I don't like to reward like team players on teams that do poorly. Like, it doesn't make
yeah.
sense. If you were
That's why
actually
it's
that good,
tough for
you
me to
wouldn't be
vote
playing.
GG. I think I like voting for GG a lot because he's obviously really talented, but he just doesn't have the team success to really justify it sometimes.
Yeah. I 100% agree. That was something when I was doing the stuff last year, the power rankings. I always looked at team success for that stuff. This season, I don't know. Everyone was hovering around 500 or just above, so I was okay with quite a lot of teams. I'd only pick one from every team to kind of spread it out. Say I got four, it would be probably Ball Don't Lie. I really like Protag on 877.
Yeah, he was good there.
Okay then, and then my sleeper pick actually is Goober. Like
Yeah,
I
I'd give
feel
it to
he was
Goober too.
pretty undervalued this season, and I think he played at an all-star level.
Goober was extremely valuable for my team. He, especially like down the stretch, like we kind of started slow, but then down the stretch he just turned it on and put up like good statistics, and also was just a positive force on the team.
Yeah. And then for defense, I'll go first. Mex, you didn't make the cut. I'm sorry, man. So
It's
Mex,
good.
sophomore season.
Mex Doris. I can't pick Grumpy because. Oh wait, I haven't picked a rank. Yeah, Grumpy instead of Ty, of course. Sorry, Grump
Mhm.
or Ty. It's got to be Grumpy though. And let's see. Looking at this one.
I know it's a bit
Oh,
of a
Wanye.
meme, but
Yeah, Wanye would be my. Oh wait,
I know
I'm
it's
sorry. Curry. Curry edges you out, man.
Wow,
Curry edges
you
you
just
out.
had to throw me in just to cut me out.
Curry edges you out. It could be. You know what? If you guys actually, if you had played in the playoffs, I would have chosen whoever won as my pick.
Sweet boy.
Mainly Curry, just because like I don't know. I want to give
Curry
him a
played
little bit of
well.
love just because of all the stuff he had to deal with. I feel like that's just a headache
Yeah,
and not worth it. So
I don't blame you. Curry played
Shout
really
out to
well
Ginny.
with like 7 different people. Yeah, Ginny was really good too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
totally ignored
Ginny's
Ginny.
definitely
Sorry, Ginny, you made my snub list. I apologize.
I know it's a bit of a meme to say Grumpy is really good, even though he is. But you also have to take into consideration that he played with Ty on his first real season of defense, and like even though Ty's been insane, I can tell you like from just the comms and stuff how we play. It's not like Ty is like telling Grumpy what to do or something. Like he's
Oh
not.
yeah,
well. Didn't he
Grumpy.
As
play with Doris last season for like most of the season?
Grumpy did, yeah.
If I were actually picking, it would probably be Ty just because of the numbers. But like, let me preface, it's not a meme for me. I played with Grumpy and we won a Nooper, and he was easily the best
Yeah.
player. He was just ridiculous, and he
Grumpy is
became my
so
favorite
good. Dude.
player. And
When
ever
Grumpy
since I've been
is
putting him over. So
if Grumpy is your third or fourth best player, then like that's gonna be a good team.
yeah,
You just know it is.
Yeah, we got lucky on that pick in the draft. I didn't know who Grumpy was before the season.
and he played with Doris, I believe, the previous season.
Yeah,
So
Who else was bidding on him?
I think like 16.
GGB bid up. He had like 15 tag points left or something, and so I bid Grumpy up to 15 or 16.
Oh.
Imagine if GGB got him, how different it would all be.
Yeah, I had no clue who we were gonna get. Had we not gotten Grumpy, we literally didn't know. We were like panicking. There was like no time left, and it was like the draft. We were like, "Oh my god, who are we gonna get?" And then apparently Bright had like offhanded mentioned to Messi that Grumpy's really good. And he's like, "How about Grumpy?" And Maytai and Popo are in the channel. We're like, "Who?"
Well, I know Messi knows who Grumpy is too. He's interact. I don't know if he's played with him that extensively, but he knows him.
yeah, and then best captain, who do we got?
I think I
I
voted
think
for
I voted
myself.
You're
Curry.
talking
I
to
probably
him,
did
baby.
too.
I voted Curry because he had put up with the most
Yeah,
stuff. And his team was still insane.
I actually might have voted Curry to be honest. Curry was my pick going into it for sure.
I also kind of like Bam. I
I
felt
was literally just about to say
Damn
that.
good, yeah.
team was
Bam.
underrated, and then he made a really good trade that actually made them significantly better. Like they look like
He got pro tag for nothing, which
Yep.
is like
Yeah,
dumb.
like he got pro tag for like we should have honestly vetoed that trade. It was
Yeah, we probably should have vetoed that trade.
like obviously looking back on it, super one sided. But even then, it's like he Waterville dropped the guy he traded pro tag for
I
immediately.
was complaining about it in the captain's thread.
Yeah.
No one cared.
And I believe Curry said, "Yeah, it's fucked up, but who cares?" Like that was his
No,
response to
that's-
every controversy this season.
That's what I said Curry was gonna say, and then he did say
Okay.
that.
No, then he said, okay. He said that about the bots. He said that about like taking his tag coins preseason. Curry just rolls with the punches, man.
Good for him. Honestly, the
I'm a-
captains this season were just so entertaining.
Yeah, it was a good career captain.
I looked, and
I'm
we
still waiting
finally
for Curry to
voted.
just bust the door in and then start telling us how bad everybody is in this channel.
Yeah, Curry was invited to be on this podcast and politely declined.
Oh, he's the best.
The captain's thread was so active. It was honestly such a fun captain's thread.
Yeah, I've never been privy to the captain's thread, but it seems like it's been.
The
We were like-
preseason was just hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like 3 days in, and Fly was like, "There's already been more comments in this thread than the last season's captain's thread."
He was typing 200 comments per day before the draft.
Yeah, pre-draft we had 8 teams originally, and I was like, all right, that's settled. So I stepped away for 2 hours. I came back 2 hours later. Doris and Waterwheel were in the
Yeah.
channel, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was 8 teams, and then they fleeced you into it, and then they got those 2 out.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm also thrilled. I'm looking at the commentator one just now, and Asdiff is on it, but I don't believe he's announced any games this season. So he absolutely has my vote.
I didn't commentate
They
in a
voted
game
for him.
as a second commentator. These awards, behind the scenes streamer and commentator, are always so difficult because it's like I enjoy everyone's content. So
Yeah.
Well, because we're on the Captain Jamtastic podcast,
Yeah.
we have to endorse Jam for all 3 of those awards.
I think Jim has commentated at a handful of our games this season, so that was nice.
Yeah, I like
No, for
commentating.
behind the scenes, the vote has to go to Titan Blue for his work on the bots.
Titan Blue really did work behind the scenes more than anyone else.
Yeah, that guy spent hours watching back. Well, but for us, like Bamboozler, of course,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would.
Bamboozler.
did so much.
I like Bam stuff. I thought like he's been pretty under celebrated for a few seasons now, but big board, RPI, fantasy, and power rankings, like those are all pretty difficult things to manage. So
And 4 things too, as well as captaining a team.
yeah. Fender doesn't get any votes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to throw Fender under the bus because.
Put some more stats out, Fender, then maybe you'll get it.
No, I love Fender. He's the best. Streamer award. I don't really know. I didn't watch anything besides him. AKs. I know Flies is pretty good.
Fine stream is such high quality, actually.
Yeah, and I think BC's is good. I know Balenka's is good. I just enjoy Balenka as a person.
Yeah.
So I always enjoy seeing him, like if it's his stream or whatever. I just watched randomly an egg ball game he was covering like a few months ago, just because he just
Yeah,
made
I
me
like
laugh.
Like,
It was so
that's how
fun.
you know you're too committed when you're streaming Egg Ball.
Actually, true.
Well, is there anything else? I think we've gone through just about everything. Wanya, you got anything?
Who's gonna win the game?
Yeah,
Yo,
it's going to win the game. Do you think it's going to 3 games?
I think
depends on
it'll
the maps.
go to 3. Yeah, the maps are gonna be really interesting.
Can we just make it Pilot, Willa, Transleo 2020?
If anyone's gonna win it in 2, it's gonna be Mex's team. But if it goes to 3, I think my team's gonna win it, and I'm very confident on that because I think the last map, since we have like an advantage in picking it, I feel like we're gonna be heavily favored on the last map.
Depends
Interesting.
how the I don't know if I would say You're definitely gonna
Heavily
win it.
favored.
I
It's
can't say that.
guaranteed.
But I think we're definitely more likely to just blow up and torch them for 2 games.
If you guys got Pilot, Willow, and then Translator 2020, would you just agree to that right now? Or would you rather have other ones?
Wait.
No.
No.
Ask Wayne. I was on Transalio last night in the scrim. I was not hit a boost I've never even seen before. It was luck, but I still hit it.
Yeah, that's called the Goob 2 boost. I don't know if you
Oh, is it? But I think the game is super interesting. Our team play styles are completely opposite. So I'd say if it's gonna
Yeah.
be a blow, it's gonna be their team that's gonna win it. If it's gonna be a grindy game, it's gonna be our team that wins it.
There's more than 2 cap trends, Max's team wins.
If they get more than 2 tag pros in the first pup round, I'm just gonna
The
Is that
DC,
your
just
mom?
give us the game.
Who do you guys pick? You have to pick. You can't bail out.
Have to pick
Jam and
what?
Wayne. Who Jam and Wayne gonna pick to win? You can't bail out. You have to
Oh,
pick.
okay. I was actually leaning Bugs like pretty much the whole regular season if it came down to these 2 teams, but the last couple of weeks I've switched over to Blockwork, so I'm going Blockwork in 3.
That's
Oh.
big.
So here's the thing. After listening to me talk for an hour, after what I've done all season, you think there's any way I'm picking against Grumpy? Get real. There's no way. He's the man. He's going to crush it. You guys, I don't even know why we're having this podcast. It's already over.
Actually true. Should have
Uh,
drafted Grumpy.
Finals? I don't think so.
What's that? He's never
Has
lost
Grumpy
the
ever
finals. No.
He's never lost a final.
Oh shit.
You know his nickname? Mr. Super.
Yeah,
Yeah, he won Region Wars too, for sure.
Oh,
I'm
he
pretty
did
sure.
win Region
Yeah,
Wars.
he won Region Wars with Bray and Bam. Forget who their other one was.
And you know who everybody said
CC.
was the best player on that team?
Grumpy.
That's right.
100%.
Do you guys know that
Game
the
now.
reason Bright decided not to play this season was because Grumpy was so good in Region Wars that he had to step down. He didn't want to lose his
Didn't want to
mystique.
He's dodging.
Yeah, I think Rake Thugs. I'll say it's probably going to be 3, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a 1 either. It's going to be a slobber knocker, as they say.
It's gonna be a good game. Frothy's been very solid recently. Bottom line is consistently top player. Ballerina has proven to be like very solid majors player for sure. And then Mex has been like an elite defender. And then I'd say Ty has been stepped up. Like I'd say Ty top 3 overall player in the league. I'm not sure if he's top 3 defender exactly, like pure defender, but overall player for sure.
I'd say
And
top 5 at minimum, yeah.
He's been
he's
super good.
insane. Popo has stepped up big time recently.
Popo, I've noticed this season more than any other, like he's been really good staying back and like playing defense. Like even if he's not getting the tag, he's like swarming around him and containing really well. And he's also playing good OD. So a lot of the things that people would slight Popo for, he's really corrected.
Might have to check out this
Or
guy's
buff.
key presses. Huh. Just kidding. Yeah, I was looking at. So I was playing TPM yesterday with Frothy. There was a point where Okaden had 3147 elo, Ty had 3147 elo, and me and Frothy both had 3147.
Wait,
So it's
really?
like, yeah,
But
I had 3146 actually. So
well,
It's
Frothy
hilarious.
and Max are both above him now. So
I threw yesterday. I lost 4 games.
supporting
to
my prediction.
Did you do?
yeah, I took a screen of it and sent
I
it.
played against Mex's. I played against Mex Frothy at Ball Don't Lie in a TPM game yesterday, and I had like Ishii and Cheetos who were literally intentionally throwing. I was tilted. I'm joking.
Yeah.
They were literally like, let's make okay then lose for the meme. I was like, oh, I lost.
All right, well, that music that you guys can't hear, but it's just kicked on, I think it's time to wrap it up, boys. This has been great. Thank you guys for coming on. Thanks for playing along as well with the wrestling style intros.
Anytime. It was fun.
And Wayne, as always, thanks, brother.
Yeah, of course, man.
And that's it. Signing off.
Boink.